It's further breaking us away from the mundane reality, and we have further created this astral reality. We have essentially created the universe within our ritual circle, the entirety of the universe. So it is now primed to command into existence a new universe that we wish to create. So in at that point is where you would bring in the sigil, either drawing a sigil or maybe you already have a permanent sigil of a being that you wish to contact. And I want to let me back up really quick. This sounds like a lot of steps to take just for an evocation, okay? I'll wait just a moment. This sounds like a lot of steps to take just for an evocation, and I'll say that it's not necessarily necessary. This is one of those things where how deep do you want to go? How much energy do you want to put into the ritual? Okay? If you just want to evoke a spirit, you can just evoke the spirit. If you want to put more and more energy into a ritual, then you would go through these steps and go through it, or you could make it your own, right? Typically, all right, I'll be honest, I'm not doing the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. I'm not doing the dark tower. I'll walk around in circles around my magical circle with mugwort. And I'm just saying, I banish any energies that may cause friction to my work. Okay? This is still building up energy. And then when I step into the circle, I bring down the column of light. And I fill my light. I fill my body with light through the energy centers. Then I start the breathing exercises along with that. And so when I'm ready, by that point, I have my sigil. All right. I'll have a sigil of some spirit and I'll draw it and I'll add my blood to it. And then I begin to speak to the spirit. You know, just speaking a spirit's name connects you to it. It brings its energy and it brings its presence in. All you have to do is speak its name. But to go further, that's where we have its sigil, right? Its sigil is the gateway. We talked about this in the Sigil Magick Mastery. The sigil is the gateway to that specific spirit. And it's its own unique signature, right? In all Western magic, the spirits are connected to sigils. Even in a lot of pagan magic, a lot of pagan deities have signature sigils or runes that they are connected to. So the sigil is the unique signature of the spirit of the god of gods or gods in Western and pagan practice. When opened, a permanent tether from the magician to the spirit is made. So when you open a sigil and you contact a spirit, there is an indigo cord that connects you to that spirit, and it is there for all of eternity. So that spirit will now, you and the spirit will follow that tether to meet each other. Okay, and opening the sigil basically removes it. A sigil is just a seal. It breaks the seal so that the two can join together in union, right? Whether it's in invocation or evocation, your immediate presence, your awareness. So you are becoming more aware of the spirit that was in the room, just in a different dimension. You're becoming more aware of that dimension, and it is becoming, by using the energies in the room that you've prepared, it's using that energy to become more overimposing into our dimension, right? That's how shadows are able to materialize. That's how the smoke is able to be manipulated. Or sometimes you'll hear knocks on the walls, things will happen in the temple space or just outside the temple space. And with that said, we need to use the sigil. Now, you can find hundreds of sigils of different spirits by looking them up, and those will work. But I strongly encourage you that after you've done this, after you've established a connection and a relationship with that spirit, take a piece of paper or parchment. Next time you do an evocation, and lay that piece of paper down and ask that spirit to draw you a personal sigil of that spirit, a secret sigil. Why? Because that sigil is going to be far more potent than the goetic sigils or the grimoire sigils that people channeled or discovered so long ago. Those are, think of it as that's public use. VIP access is going to be something secret, right? You get in a relationship with somebody, you're not necessarily calling them their name, you give them a pet name, right? You call them babe or whatever. This is kind of that same thing, right? You no longer have somebody's social media, but now you have their private phone number when you get to know them well enough, right? This is like if the common sigil of Azazel, if that's his Instagram tag, if that's his Instagram handle, you want his private cell number. So he will then show you a private sigil, right, for you to use. Maybe you alone to use, but you can also share that to see if it works for other people too. And maybe your sigil's the next one that lasts for the next 300, 400 years. So essentially what you're doing with that is you are laying the paper down and asking them to give it to you. And you're going to watch the paper. And in your astral vision, you're going to see the sigil materialize on the paper. That's where you're going to come and you're going to trace over that astral signature of that sigil. And you're going to manifest that astral sigil into the material world that way. And usually they're a lot more simplistic than these crazy sigils that you get with working with goetic spirits that you found in the grimoires. So I don't know about you, those are absolutely a pain in the ass to sit and draw. Versus, you might just get a couple lines for a spirit if it wants to put you on speed dial, where all you have to do is draw something very, very simple. Maybe it's something as simple as that. It doesn't matter. It could be anything. Now you want to do it this way, or have it channeled to you just in your imagination. You might see the sigil come up in your imagination. I like to have paper there, and the reason why is because it's ready to go. I just trace over it. And I'm not gonna leave out details. Now you have a limited amount of time to do this. Once the smoke is gone, once the ritual is over, that astral signature is going to be gone. Okay? So you want to trace over it while that window is open, while it's there. And then you're going to thank the spirit. Thank you. And I promise you, that spirit's going to show up a lot quicker and a lot more pronounced using that sigil than the sigil that, using their Instagram tag, so to speak. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You've tolerated my rambling up until now. I just wanted to let you know that if you've enjoyed this little glimpse into one of my private classes with group mentorship. I've been working with them for quite a while now, and I just wanted to also invite you. A couple weekends ago, we had Sigil Magick Mastery. It was a smash hit. I've been getting testimonial after testimonial back, people saying that it has changed their world, their views on magic, and it has made it accessible. Everybody from beginner to intermediate to even some adept people coming in and actually finding value in this. I have it available now on demand. That means you can purchase it and you can own it for the rest of your life, and you can go through the class over and over and over again whenever you want. If that's something that interests you, click the link in the description and check it out. Until next time, peace.